This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And first off, I want to apologize. I thought there was an episode of The Flash last night, and basically right after I finished making the video where I said this would be out in half an hour, I realized there wasn't an episode of The Flash on, so I decided to do this. I have this video and more than one comparing some pretty big problems with the last two episodes of The Flash to an episode of both the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian that came out on the same day that showed how to do that correctly. So for this one, we're going to be taking a look at how to portray a character and how performance could really make or break an episode. And there will be spoilers for both The Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 12, The Outpost, and The Flash Season 9, Episode 5, The Mask of the Red Death, Part 2. But I'll also be discussing Episode 4, The Mask of the Red Death, Part 1. And yeah, honestly, as I was saying, I'm comparing a performance, and these are characters that served a pretty similar role in the story. We first have the pretty interesting performance by D. Bradley Baker as Crosshair, which was very emotional and very well done. And in my opinion, completely horrible performance by the Batwoman actress Javicia Leslie as the Red Death. And with it, I'm not going to be too offensive towards the actor or actress because, first off, I thought Bradley Baker did an amazing job. There's been nothing but praise. And even though I am criticizing this role really, really thoroughly, I don't want to be too rude towards the actress, but I just have to say she did a horrible job with it. And let's go into it. And looking at the performance of Crosshair, it was a very intense performance where we get to see Crosshair finally reach his breaking point as he's seen so many great clone troopers being taken down for absolutely no reason. And once he is dragging his new ally Mayday across the snow, even though he said earlier that it's not worth bringing dead weight across. We see just how much Crosshair has truly changed and how much he really begins to care about the clones and just how devastating this is to him as he continues to move on. And he begs Lieutenant Nolan for mercy. He begs him just to get a medic, and he completely refuses. And with it, you can see even though this is completely animated and it's all not a real person, you can just hear how desperate he is and truly how much he wants this to happen and how devastated he is when one of his many loyal clones that he really respected just goes and is killed. And this makes sense for him to be finally breaking because he didn't care about himself when he was left behind on Camino, and he's able to at least justify the others leaving, thinking that they were traitors and not strong enough. But when he saw that the Imperials didn't even care about loyal troopers who were doing all they can for them, he truly just got to his breaking point and just simply and coldly executed Nolan. And that was so intense. And It took this episode from what would have been a pretty good episode in terms of just writing if you just looked at the script, but with the performance of D. Bradley Baker, it just made it so much better and it made it a really amazing episode. And with it, I was so impressed and I really loved it once D. Bradley Baker was able to come in and show his just truly amazing skills at acting. But that is nothing in comparison to what happened on the other side of this. If we go and take a look at Red Death, that performance, it took from what I would say was also would have been a really good episode in terms of just the script and completely ruined it because the actress did such a horrible job. She acted like a little child going completely nuts, and it was just so painful to watch. I just wished that I could be enjoying this, and I was so glad whenever the helmet was put on because this performance was it was just so terrible, and it took what I thought would have been an episode in terms of just script around an equal level of the one from the Bad Batch, and it completely ruined it because she did such a bad job, and her just acting like a little child and like she belonged on Teen Titans Go was just so painful to watch that it completely ruined these episodes, and I just couldn't wait for it to be over. It was so disappointing, and this one was something that was fully on the actress because the script was solid enough, but everything else was just completely awful, and I really couldn't believe how bad it got. But that's at least my opinion, and just looking at it, it truly is amazing how a performance could really just change everything. But I do want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.